Hey y'all, we have another 25 card CGC return. I believe this is 25 cards. It might be a little bit more. I can't remember if this is a customer order or if it's something I submitted. Oh yeah, this is something I submitted. I submitted a lot of weird errors on this one. I'm just going straight through. This one right here, I pulled this straight out of Celebrations in the beginning. See right there, it's like it's just missing stuff. It looks like somebody scratched the crap out of it, but no, it's not actually scratched. It's just what did they put it as? They put it as insufficient ink. There we go. So they recognize that one. I'm wondering if they're going to recognize all these or not. This is another one I had. You can see that big circular, almost like stain type deal, straight from a pack. I'm not seeing an error thing on this one. So yeah, it looks like they just graded this one as damaged. They didn't actually recognize it, which I'll be honest with you. There I go. Last video I was telling you about how, why would anybody say that? There I go saying it myself. I didn't expect them to be able to get all of these, but after you guys told me that they would do that pinch layer on a card, I thought I would just send it in and see what they recognize. All right, so this is one you guys may not be able to see it too well, but this is one that was super saturated. It looks like they did not recognize like the super saturation on this one, which it wasn't too very obvious. Like you can't even really see it here on camera, but in person I could tell because it was in a stack of a lot of other Gastlys. So I think I sent in a few like that. Oh yeah, here. So we've got this Vulpix here. You can see right there, it's got the glossy layer to it all the way to the edge. Again, it looks like they didn't recognize the glossy layer. I've got a whole set of these. If you guys were around when these were a thing, there were a lot of people trying to get the complete sets. The Pikachus went for quite a bit. This is during some of the hype. So far, I think I'm 1 for 4. All right. All right, looks like they did recognize this one. You see this defective. It's a Detective Pikachu, but it's like gray. Everything's grayed on it. You can even see where ink is almost missing on the entire surface. I had an entire case of 12 just like this. I sold a few to people, and then so they put this one as insufficient ink as well. So yeah, this is definitely one I thought I maybe have sent in. Yeah, I sent in a couple of them, and this one the same thing. Pulled the 6. I guess they, I don't think it's actually 6 conditions, so they may have graded that as damage too, even though they gave it the error designation. Now this one's pretty cool. You can see it's missing almost like would this be an obstruction? No, it's an insufficient ink again. Did I have another card? No, I didn't. So this is one that I pulled as well. I thought I had a couple more. I may have just sent in the one that you could see where the ink like bleeds over, where it was worse on the card before it and not as bad on the next card. This one right here I pulled directly from Rayquaza EX boxes back in 2015. So this is one I've had for so long, and I was like, you know what? Let me just send it in. Let's see if they actually recognize it. You can see that it's got so much more blue. I'm not even sure what's going on here, but this is supposed to be almost white. Additional ink, yeah. So that's pretty cool. So they do insufficient ink. They do additional ink. This is one that had the crimp straight down the middle, but it's like a pack crimp. Usually you see like ribbed, on the sides or something like that, but it was a pack crimp. Yeah, it just says crimped on it. So this one was pretty neat. I believe I got that one from a YouTube viewer a while back. I think this one has the inverted back. I think this was another gift from somebody. Yeah, look at that. So you can see on the back side where it's upside down, and it's pretty miscut too. So that one was pretty cool. What do we have next? It's just a regular ghost stamp. You can see over here. It's just got the partial first edition stamp. Can't zoom in too much. It wasn't in great condition, but I thought it'd be cool to go ahead and get in case. So that 5 is about what I expected. This right here is the line Pikachu, the strike through Pikachu. I pulled several of these in a single box in a video, and I believe it was in a single box. I can't even remember now. It says additional ink, so it would have been cool if they would have given it a name. Like I believe I've called it strike through Pikachu before. I know of a few people who still collect that one. This is a scratch error. It's just one of those things where I guess it's insufficient ink as well, but it's pretty well known because you can pull this one straight out of packs like that. It's repeated many times. But yeah, that's the scratch error for the Pinsir. This is an evolution box error. It's got a war turtle right here instead of the Squirtle. Again, none of these were like super top-notch condition that I can remember, but I had them and I thought it'd be cool to submit. This is one I've never really been able to get anybody to recognize, but you can actually see right here they did recognize it as a variation insufficient ink error. That's because you can get on first edition unlimited and it's repeated many times over. You guys might not be able to see it too well, but in this bottom left corner this same little ink smudge, kind of like the pincer that we saw is repeated on this card. There's another one. This is unlimited as well. You can see it's got scratches in the hollow, but this one has the same thing, the insufficient ink error. Did I submit a first edition? Ooh, I did. Look at that. So there's the first edition one. Has the same insufficient ink thing going on. This one may have been pulled straight out of a pack. I can't remember for sure or not. It would have been beneficial if I had pulled it straight out of a pack, that I would have noted that. Insufficient ink. So what is this one? Ooh, there we go. Pristine 10 error, man. That looks kind of cool. So these are the full reverse hollow ones. Like you can see, it's reverse hollow over the entire card. So like even if you're looking at the picture itself, it is hollow. The borders are as well. I had several of these. Vivid Voltage had this this issue going on for a little bit there. Yeah, you can see it on the Riolu as well. It's hollow on the borders, the rest of the card on the surface. And I guess they put it as an insufficient ink because it's bleeding through and just the ink wasn't thick enough to hold it back. I'm not sure how that all works. This Ancient Mew here is ribbed on the bottom. It's a pretty thick rib. You can see it. Partial crimp. There we go. But it's the crimp that you normally see. Same thing with this Dratini. Again, had a pretty thick rib on it. I want to see if they actually did that for the Topps cards, and it looks like they do. So that's pretty cool. Here's that pinch error. That pinch layer, is that what it's called? Yeah, pinched layer. I've got a few more of these stuck around. It's not something that's too common, but it was nice to actually see it designated on this Machamp. Looks like we still have 3 cards left. All right, so this is one I pulled from a pack. You can see it's got 2 square corners. In fact, that's what they call it, 2 square corners. There were a lot of these evolution cards. I opened up so much evolutions that I set aside all of the ones that I personally pulled, and this is one that I had pulled out of a pack myself. Same thing with this Haunter. I still have a few more that hopefully will get graded in time. And then the last card, what is it? Another Evolutions. We have the Misty's Determination. You can see all 3 of these were uncommons. Probably come from the same pack. 8-5, a 9, and then a 9-5. It was cool to see that Pristine 10. I don't think I've seen a Pristine 10 error yet. I wonder if you can get a perfect 10 on an error. I assume you can't, but who knows, right? Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I should have more of these. I'm still testing out a lot of the cards and services there. I've definitely been enjoying it. This is a nice little number of cards that I could submit. But we'll have another video soon. Thanks.